Okay, welcome back to Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. This is another night school session. Okay, so we'll look at some short videos, and the last one will be a bit longer, but it will be actually some footage of in court. We have a few picked out, and we'll do like we always do. We'll talk about each video. We'll be searching the law that's going on in the video we're watching, and we'll be pausing and talking about it. Let's jump into our first video. This first video is a reckless driver. I don't know what state this is in, but watch what happens. And we'll run some scenarios based on several different states. And this is from a short, so the size of the video is going to be crazy. It's going to be like a vertical phone size. All right, so let's jump in. Let's watch this. This is 18 seconds long. We're going to watch it several times, but first of all, let's watch it one time, and then we'll come back.
This is a driver's worst nightmare. An entitled idiot behind the wheel.
The f*** are you doing? You still f***ing asshole. Oh my God.
I bet when this guy got to the shoulder, he reversed and still took that exit.
Okay, so did you see that? That's the ultimate definition of reckless driving. Let's pick out somewhere. Let's say California. CA. Okay, so my search. Our initial search is going to be this. California law on reckless driving causing an accident. Once again, I don't know where this is at, and we're going to run in several different states, see what the law says, and then we'll move into our second video. California Vehicle Code, Section 23104, reckless driving causing injury. In California, reckless driving is defined as operating a motor vehicle with a willful or wanton disregard for the safety of persons or property. When such reckless driving leads to an accident causing bodily injury to someone other than the driver, the penalties are more severe. According to the California Vehicle Code 23104, the standard penalty. All right, you could face imprisonment in the county jail for not less than 30 days nor more than 6 months. So 30 days up to 180 days. Or a fine of not less than $220 nor more than $1,000. Okay, or you can get the confinement and a fine. That's what the both means. Enhanced penalties for prior offenders. All right, if the driver has a prior conviction for offenses such as reckless driving, street racing, or driving under the influence, and the reckless driving causes bodily injury, all right, they have this defined as Section 120, 22.7 of the Penal Code. All right, they may be imprisoned in a state prison. All right, that's the enhancement. All right, so we see that in California, this is something where a person could be in prison for 30 days to 180 days if it's the first time, and they can receive a fine of up to, well, between 220 and 1,000. Let's look at if this was in, we'll go Oklahoma. Okay, it's Oklahoma. All right. My search is Oklahoma law for reckless driving. All right, if a mouse will work. Reckless driving causing an accident on the highway. Oh. All right. I see they want to be foolish, so we'll just start here. Okay, Oklahoma law for reckless driving causing an accident. All right. This is found in the Oklahoma statutes. Once again, we don't know where this video is from. We split the screen out. Let me make it big and we'll read it first, and then we'll jump back in. All right, in Oklahoma, this is found in the statute section 47-11-901, reckless driving. Reckless driving is defined as operating a motor vehicle in a careless or wanton manner without regard for the safety of persons or property, or in violation of a specified speed regulation. All right, the penalties. First offense, 5 days in jail up to 90 days in jail, a fine between $100 and $500. Subsequent offenses, 10 days minimum, up to 6 months in jail, a fine between $150 and $1,000. All right, reckless driving causing an accident. All right, if reckless driving leads to an accident, the driver may face additional charges and penalties, especially if the accident results in personal injury or death. For instance, causing great bodily injury or death while driving without a valid driver's license can result in severe consequences. All right, those consequences are going to be almost everywhere. If you don't have a license and you cause great bodily injury to someone else, it's going to have a hefty penalty. All right? That's everywhere. All right? They also talk about how Oklahoma follows a comparative fault system in car accidents. All right? And that just means they give percentages between the two people in the accident, how much fault goes to each person, comparative fault. All right, let's try one more. Let's go Georgia. Maybe if we spell out Georgia law on reckless driving and causing an accident. All right, in Georgia, reckless driving is defined as operating a vehicle with reckless disregard for the safety of persons or property. This offense is considered a misdemeanor, carrying a penalty up to 12 months in jail or a fine not exceeding $1,000. Additionally, a conviction results in 4 points added to the driver's license. All right. When it leads to an accident causing serious bodily injury, all right, you can be charged with serious injury by vehicle, a felony offense, punishable by 1 to 12 years in prison, or range 1 to 12. If the accident results in a fatality, someone died, charges may escalate to vehicular homicide. That's also a felony and carries severe penalties. All right, so on this first video, and let's watch it again.
This is a driver's worst nightmare, an entitled idiot behind the wheel.
What the are you doing?
So one near miss.
Oh my
Accident.
God.
I bet when this guy got to the shoulder, he reversed and still took that exit.
The thing to keep in mind about An accident of that nature is that it could have been worse. That car could have got stuck under the wheels and got ran completely over. I mean, that's some reckless driving there. And I wonder what was the issue with the person. But once again, this is just the night sessions, the night school sessions. So these are short videos. We don't really get all the context, but we still are able to jump in and find out some of what the law is that's at play. Okay? So with that, let's jump into our next video. Let me get it queued up. Okay, with this next video, we'll stay in the same vein. Reckless driving. All right, but this time it's a tractor trailer that's doing the reckless driving. All right, I already got my search queued up. All right, let's take a look at this one. Okay, do you see that? So a person was trying to flag down that big truck, all right, with this car that's in the middle of the street, no hazard lights on. Looks like it has probably had some kind of wreck or something. Looks to be dark at night, 5:44 a.m. if we can believe this clock here. This is March the 20th of 2024. Let's watch it again. It's only 16 seconds. See, can you get a good view of what's going on? Okay, he nearly ran over these two people that were here on the side of the road. Now, I must say that we do have to take into account that truck drivers have been robbed in the hours before dawn many times before. But let's take a look at this search. Reckless driving in a tractor trailer or a big truck. We're still assuming this is somewhere else. We don't know where this is at. So we'll start off with Georgia since that's the last place we were working with. All right, in Georgia, reckless driving is defined as operating a vehicle with reckless disregard for the safety of persons or property, and is considered a misdemeanor offense, punishable by a fine of up to $1,000 or imprisonment up to 12 months. For operators of commercial motor vehicles, CMVs, such as tractor trailers, the consequences of reckless driving are more severe due to the potential risks associated with operating large vehicles. All right. You have major traffic violations and you have serious traffic violations. All right. Offenses such as reckless driving are classified as major traffic violations for CDL holders. All right. A conviction can result in a suspension of commercial driving privileges for 1 year for the first offense. All right. Subsequent offenses can lead to a lifetime disqualification. All right. So that's pretty big. Serious traffic violation. All right. speeding 15 miles or more above the posted speed limit, improper or erratic lane changes, and following another vehicle too closely are considered serious traffic violations. Multiple convictions of these offenses can also lead to disqualification of commercial driving privileges. All right? Watch it again. You all tell me what you think this is. Okay. I saw the one person who got up and had to hop out of the way so he wasn't ran over. He was going too fast. Now, it could be a setup. No one has to stop if they weren't involved in the accident. Let's see. We're still in Georgia right now. Let's look up duty to stop and assist if accident, or we'll do this if not involved. All right, you see it. This is if this was Georgia, we don't know where this is. We'll check some different places and run the same searches. In Georgia, if you're not involved in the accident, you have no legal obligation to stop and assist. However, if you choose to provide aid, all right, this is key. Listen to this part. If you choose to provide aid, Georgia's Good Samaritan law offers protection. This law states that any person who, in good faith, renders emergency care at the scene of an accident or emergency without charging for their services shall not be liable for any civil damages resulting from their actions. All right. Look at this in parentheses or in italicized characters. The decision to stop and help is voluntary for those not involved in an accident. All right. Tennessee. If this is Tennessee, in Tennessee, as in Georgia, you are not if you're not involved in the traffic accident, you have no legal obligation to stop and assist. However, if you choose to provide aid, Tennessee, like Georgia, has a Good Samaritan law that offers protection. Interesting. And actually, I think this may be a trucker here. Just looking at some of the numbers that are in this at the bottom here. I'll make this big so you all can see too what I'm talking about. Here at the bottom, they have the speed in kilometers per hour. They have, and this may even be somewhere out of the country, but we can use this as a scenario if it happened here. All right, we also have the weight. I believe this is the weight that they have here with this W. And that may be the weight of a load, maybe. Or this could be doing our longitude, latitude. I'm not sure. All right, let's try one more place. Nebraska law. Look, same. In Nebraska, you're not required to stop. You have no legal obligation. All right. However, Nebraska's Good Samaritan law provides that any person who gratuitously, all right, of their own the goodness of their own heart, renders emergency care at the scene of accident or other emergency shall not be liable for civil damages resulting from their actions or omissions. Okay? All right. I want to show you all this video, and that way you can see also what the law was for Nebraska if we were talking about the same thing. Let's take this video as an experience here, okay? So first of all, no one has to stop, or at least in the 3 places we looked, okay? You might want to do the same search for your own locale to find out, are people required to stop if they see you've had an accident? All right. And also, this can be for your own experience and safety if you are involved in an accident. Because I would hate for you to be one of the people who are standing around in the street hoping that that big truck carrying a load is going to stop, when obviously he was not about to stop or blow a horn or anything. One more time. That's what's nice about these short ones. We could just go back through them one more time and look at it. He's trying to wave this guy down. That's not going to work. He got out the way. He told that person, get up, get up, get up. He's rolling. Going way too fast. And this guy had to limp off. They've had a wreck here. All right. That might be considered an improper lane change also, to drive off in the shoulder with that commercial truck. All right. That was the second video. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's take a look at this next one. This is going to be at an airport. This is a situation that crops up quite often at airports. People travel with guns. Now, there's a right way to do it, and there's a wrong way to do it. All right? I don't know which airport this is at, but we're going to use it as a good teaching point, and we'll say Miami Airport. All right. All right, my search is, what's the Miami, I said Miami Airport law, but Miami, Florida law, or the FAA rule, traveling with the firearm. In Florida, including the Miami International Airport, it's unlawful to carry a firearm until the airport terminal. This restriction applies even to individuals with a concealed carry permit. Violating this law is considered a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 60 days in jail, a fine of up to $500, and up to 6 months of probation. However, if you are traveling with the firearm, you may transport it in your check bags, provided you follow specific guidelines. Look at these guidelines, guys. This may help you to let you know that there's some rules out there you have to follow if you want to travel with your weapons. All right? Check before you travel. All right? Do your checks. Call the airport, ask them. That's why they have people working there, to assist you. Don't end up in trouble. Declaration, storage, ammunition. All right? Let's watch the video right quick, and then we'll come back to these.
We're looking at your bags now. I have another one in your bag here that has a firearm in it, and it's not locked, and I don't think it was declared.
Jail, right away. No trial, no nothing.
All right, so this little part at the end is obviously it was put in here to be funny, but it has this leader from some other country who made a statement that was not dealing with this. So that was put in just to be flippant and funny. But let's watch it again.
We're looking at your bags now. I have another one in your bags here that has a firearm in it, and it's not locked, and I don't think it was declared.
Jail.
Okay, so when he says I have another one of your bags here, I think he's talking about for her airline, I would think. All right, she's a flight attendant, or she works at one of the airlines with this uniform on, with the neckerchief on. All right, this is one of the TSA workers. All right, a bag check person who checks bags to make sure there's no contraband there, or firearms that are not properly claimed and locked and without ammunition. Let's jump back over here to this rule. Declaration. You must declare the firearm to the airline at check-in. Many times and many airports will require you. This is why I say you call first, because airports are different. Some are huge, some are small. Most airports will make you have to deal with your firearm weapons outside, at the outside checkpoint, okay? Or at a location away from everyone else in the airport. All right, so when you first come into the airport, directly in a corner somewhere, check with the people right outside. Call first. And if you're going to be transporting weapons, I would suggest that you are going to need to go to your flight much earlier than what you usually would, because you're going to have to fill out papers. Storage. The firearm must be unloaded and placed in a locked, hard-sided container that is inaccessible to others. Only you should have the key or the combination to the lock. This came from TSA. All right. Ammunition. Ammunition is permitted in checked baggage, but it must be securely packaged in its original packing or a container specifically designed for ammunition. It should be stored separately from the firearm. All right? So those are 3 important rules if you're going to fly with a firearm. All right? There may be others, but you have these 3 important ones that must be followed. Let's listen to it again from the beginning. He's saying, I'm checking your bag now.
We're looking at your bags now. I have another one in your bags here that has a firearm in it, and it's not locked, and I don't think it was declared.
Jail.
All right. So since he might be dealing with just, these may be 2 workers, flight attendants, some sort of flight staff. He told her, I just got through checking through your bags, and one of your bags has a firearm in it that hasn't been declared and it's not properly stored. I'm about to get ready to check your bag now. Watch your face.
We're looking at your bags now. I have another one in your bags here
Oh,
that has a firearm in it, and it's not locked, and I don't.
All right, so we just get that. It's not locked, and I don't think it was declared. All right, that could be a serious issue. All right. All right, I know she's probably carrying one for her own safety and all that kind of stuff, but it has to be carried properly. All right. And also, as we know, there are air marshals that are flying on flights in plain clothes. So let's keep that in mind. All right, FAA is a federal regulation and federal law, so it's only one law we need to look at. And as they say here, these are 3 things you're going to need to do. All right, TSA is telling us about those 3 things. We'll make it big here. These 3 things. All right. All right, so with that, let's move into our next video. Okay, this next video is going to deal with some thieves. All right, and this is one of those organized kind of thieving rings. I don't know if you've seen any videos of people when they run into a store and they ransack it, pretty much. That's what you're about to get to see. All right, so let's cue up that video. We'll watch it several times, and we'll come back. Okay, that seems to be maybe a Bath and Body Works or something like that with this pattern up here. I think that might be Bath and Body Works. It has that kind of pattern, or Bed Bath and Beyond or somebody like that. I think that's Bath and Body. I think it's Bath and Body. All right, let's jump over here, and our search this time. Theft or larceny. At a store. And it might be just simple shoplifting, but there's a delineation between most when they go from shoplifting to theft or larceny. Why I called it larceny is simply because when you're in law school, these different terms mean something different. Larceny, it means when you convert someone's property and you get away with it. All right. In Florida, theft offenses, including shoplifting, are classified based on the value of the stolen property. Okay. Look at all this stuff that they did not get away with just from him snatching that one bag out of the girl's hand. I would say each one of these is probably, what, $10 a piece? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200 on low end. So you have petite theft, small theft, all right, stolen property valued less than $750. The offense is considered petite theft a misdemeanor. Penalties can include fines and jail time, with the severity depending on the property's value and the offender's criminal history. Grand theft. All right, if the property's value is $750 or more, the offense is classified as grand theft, a felony. Penalties for grand theft are more severe and can include longer prison sentences and higher fines. Oh, theft from persons 65 and older. They do that again. Repeat offenders. Individuals with prior theft convictions may face enhanced penalties, including longer sentences and higher fines. Let's see if they have a conspiracy. To commit, 2 M's, to commit theft or a theft ring. Okay, look, they have a statute for it. In Florida, under Florida statute section 777, lucky number 7.04, a person commits the offense of criminal conspiracy if they agree, conspire, combine, or confederate with another person or persons to commit any offense. Let's go back to this and let's see. Do these people like they were working together? Let me ask you. Let's put the screen out. Does it look like all these people working together? All right. It looks like they were probably working together, right? One more time. All right. All right. One falls. She picked that one back up, made away with it. 1, 2, 3. Well, there are about five women here trying to steal stuff and run out of the Bath and Body Works. Who knows if this is a security guard or the person who owns the store or what? This guy in the background is like, what in the world is going on over here? All right. Could be a conspiracy. All right. Let's see. How much time are we running? That's 36 minutes. Let's do one more. One more night session, okay? Let me get it queued up here. I'll jump back over there. And let me give you a quick one. All right, not in this county. That's what this guy was saying with the last one. All right. Let's see which one we want to go with next. Title, risk it all. Oh, how about this one? This is a good one. Once again, these are all just short videos, but they do raise a question. Hey, what laws apply in that situation? We're going to change up the state this time. Don't know. And actually, I found out that the video with the truck that was going too fast, that was in Utah. All right. So we can go back and we can take a look at that law, or you do that search yourself and show yourself that you have the skills now to find some of these laws. This is a repo. This is a repossession of a car. All right. Watch what happens, and we'll search for it. Let's make this big. All right. That's what you get, okay? It's only 10 seconds. Watch closely what happens. He's coming to do his job, which is to repossess this car that hasn't been paid on, okay? The person who is supposed to be paying the car comes out, or someone comes out. He pulls out the ultimate ender, all right? He pulls out the weapon. And the wrecker driver, the tow truck driver, said he didn't want those problems tonight. He gone about his business. All right. Let's say if this was in Missouri. All right, if this is in Missouri, we don't know where this is at, okay? This is called Guy Pulls a Gun on the Repo Agent Shorts. This is from YouTube Shorts. All right, Missouri law for brandishing a firearm, which is going to say hypothetically, if this is in Missouri, brandishing a firearm defined as displaying a weapon in an angry or threatening manner is considered an offense under the state's unlawful use of weapons statute. All right, the law says exhibiting in the presence of one or more persons any weapon readily capable of lethal use in an angry or threatening manner. Let's go back. Let's watch again. Is it angry or threatening how he displays his firearm? Looks like a threat to me. Looks like a threat to me all day, every day, hands up and down. All right, this can be classified as a Class E felony in Missouri, carrying a potential sentence of up to 4 years in prison or 1 year in jail. It's important to note that the Missouri law permits the open display of a firearm under certain conditions. Individuals with a valid concealed carry permit may briefly and openly display their firearm to the ordinary sight of another person, provided the firearm is not intentionally displayed in an angry or threatening manner. However, displaying a firearm with the intent to intimidate or threaten others can lead to serious legal consequences. Let's switch it up. Let's go somewhere crazy. And not necessarily crazy, but just somewhere you don't usually think of. Vermont. What is the same law there? If this was Vermont. All right. In Vermont, the act of brandishing a firearm, displaying a weapon in a threatening or intimidating manner, is governed under the state's weapons statutes. Carrying a dangerous or deadly weapon with the intent to injure another. It's a felony, carrying the potential sentence of up to 2 years in prison or a fine of up to $2,000 or both. It's important to note that Vermont allows both open and concealed carry of firearms without a permit for individuals who are legally allowed to possess them. What that means when I say legally allowed, all right, once a person gains a felony, they will no longer be allowed to carry a firearm until that right has been reestablished. However, this does not extend to displaying a firearm with the intent to intimidate or threaten others, which is unlawful. All right, when you hear about open carry, that means when someone has the police. When you see the police, that's open carry. It's displayed on their hip. You can see it. Everyone in the whole world can see it. All right. If you, as an ordinary citizen, were to walk about like it's the Old West with a gun on your hip, open for everybody to see, that's considered open carry. Some states still allow open carry situations. You have to check in with your law to see if that's true in your state. Let's go somewhere where we associate cowboys, like the Dallas Cowboys. All right, Texas. Is it an open carry state? As of September 1 of 2021, Texas law permits individuals who are 21 years or older who can legally possess a firearm to carry a handgun without obtaining a license, both openly and concealed. This is a good experience point. You see that? Now, if you're not from Texas, or if you're about to travel to Texas, or if you're traveling anywhere, if these are rules that you're concerned with, all right, you look them up. The key thing here is, as a experience point, all right, look at this. They have a holster requirement that if you're going to open carry, when openly carrying, the handgun must be in a shoulder or belt holster. All right. They have certain prohibited locations like schools and educational institutions, government buildings such as courthouses, hospitals and nursing homes, bars, restaurants that derive 51% of their income from the sale of alcohol private property where the owner has posted signage prohibiting firearms. This is an important rule to know because you may hear a lot about people having guns now, but almost everyone has a gun. And you would be smart and prudent if you treated everyone as such. That's just a little bit of wisdom, all right, from a person who operates in the courts daily. You don't know what anyone has. That's why we search people. All right? We don't let anybody walk into the courthouse without going through the metal detector. Hey, I live in a state where we do have open carry, and concealed licenses are very easy to come by. You just pay the money. All right? So it was like that in Alabama also when I lived there. So, hey, look, some of these states, everyone has a gun, and you should treat it as such. Be on your best behavior when you're dealing with everyone. All right. But with that, this was another night school session, and we covered 4 different videos. We looked at a bunch of the different laws, and the key point was that I want you all to be familiar with being able to look up laws for yourself. I think we've achieved that point once again in our second night school session. With that, I am Professor Ross, and this is Advocacy Alchemy with Professor Ross. I want you all to have a good evening, and always remember, the street is not the place to argue your case. And with that, until I see you the next time, you all have a good evening.